50 inches. Number 16. We're back on 1. 1 is the trail that takes you back down to the road. Shasta Lake, Lake Shasta, or whichever you prefer to call it. Yeah, that's a lake right there. Storm's coming. I'm going to probably get wet here in a little bit. Oh well. up like people have been using it to climb up and go around. But yeah, there is no way you would take a quad off of that. I don't even like standing on this ledge. But wow, this is probably all super unstable too because it's just rain. So this whole ledge could just collapse anytime. Crazy. You see it all just slid out of here. No wonder they haven't fixed it yet. This is going to take a lot of work to fix this. They'll have to fill all this. And it's just washed all down there into that cut down there. Well, so much for going up that way for a long time. I wonder if they plan on fixing it ever. Man. There's not even any rocks or anything in the road. You'd think they'd move it over there, or I wonder if someone moved them or something, pushed them off. abandoned mine spot, maybe a shack or something sat here. You can see it's been kind of carved out into like a square shape, like maybe they had a building. There's a whole bunch of old cables that come down, and then this old beauty. Look at that old thing. What a cool old tractor. Man, that's cool. I wish someone could save it, and if anything, just make it into like part of a lawn ornament type thing in their yard. Let's go check it out. Let's see what it says on the side. It's like it says A-L-L-I-S, so Stalis or Alice Chandler or Chamler. Alice Chamler, bullet hole, bullet hole, bullet hole, bullet hole, bullet hole. Alice Chamler's bullet hole, D-I, bullet hole, bullet hole, bullet hole. I don't know if the engine's in the front or the back. This must have been part of a mining operation, or maybe this was one of the tools they used just to help build the dam. It's still got the transmission, it looks like. The transmission's still in there. And there's like the exhaust. It comes out the top there. Pretty cool old tractor. These usually go like up and down. This one might be froze up. It's been here for so long. Engine's totally gone. Always makes me nervous when I see a big black trash bag in the woods. I really hope that's not something that I'd have to like call the cops on. Bodies in here or anything? Okay, good. Looks like the transmission's still there. Looks like someone brought a torch out, tried to cut a piece of it away. It's like they were trying to cut this whole section off. They cut back there and they cut right here. It doesn't look like they were successful. Does have a serial number right here, 04. I think it's a 3348. And like a little symbol guy there. One of the coolest things I think I found out here, just out riding around. Funny to think that this old thing was out here, you know, almost 100 years ago now. Maybe not quite 100 years ago, but that old thing probably built most of these trails. These trails are probably what killed it, and they drove it until the engine or the transmission blew up, and then drove it off the side of the cliff here. I mean, why else would they leave it here like this? I would think they would try and save it. It looks like the back's been cut off with a welder. So there was something, some sort of implement that went on the back. Maybe a blade or something that someone wanted. They chopped that off already. Just really cool old tractor, really cool piece of history. I'm glad that I get to kind of check it out. I haven't seen it in probably 20 years. It's got this cool old door that someone bent it open, it looks like. I see a panel down there. It's a lubrication panel. This is pretty sketchy being underneath this thing. I don't know if I want to be under here. Just want to give you guys an idea of where this old tractor's at. This is my cell phone, sorry, but GoPro battery's kind of low, so I want to save it for the trail ride. But there's my quad up there, and here's where like an old kind of like mining town is, like right here. I could tell just by the old spots where they've cut out, and like there's old foundations and things. And you know, this is the trail that they cut up the side of this mountain all the way up here. It's quite a ways out too. There's not really a lot of other roads and stuff out here. There's just one other old shut down mine over there. There's really nothing else out here. I haven't seen a single other person all day. And I forgot kind of when I went up this trail, I wasn't sure if it would still be here. But they have this old tractor down here that they shoved off. It's probably one of the things that they helped make this road that we're using, this old trail. Probably an old mining cart. So anyhow, yeah, I got some GoPro footage of it. Show it to you guys in just a minute, but just wanted to show you the perspective of where this thing is at. It's probably one of the reasons it's still there and that no one's taken it or hauled it out of here even for scrap. But it's just down, you know, the side. It's not too steep. I mean, you can walk down there pretty easy without ropes, but to get it out, I mean, there's just not a lot of things that would fit down this trail up here that would be big enough to pull that out of there. So it's probably going to stay there until something else similar to that comes along. I would say like a little tractor, you know, or a little cat or whatever. Something would have to be pretty stout and have some serious pulleys, you know, snatch blocks, chains. I mean, that's a lot of metal sitting right there, and it's on a pretty good grade. I mean, this is not, you know, a little hill it's on. This is a very steep hill, and there's not a lot underneath it too. Like if it were to go, or if whatever you were pulling, if it started to pull you over, you're gonna pretty much go the long haul. There's one little oak tree fortunately right below it, but I don't really want to see anybody necessarily even rescue it. It's been there since I was in high school. I used to come right up here, check it out, kind of mess around down there by it, and when we were a kid, just check it out and look inside and everything. It's a cool old piece of history. And I'm glad to see it out here still. I'm glad that no one's really, you know, tore it up too much. It does have some pretty big bullet holes in there, but they look like the bullet holes are almost as old as it is. So whoever put those bullet holes in there had some serious firepower too. Those aren't little bullet holes, those are big ones. And that's some seriously thick steel on the side there too. Well, maybe only about a 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch, but still pretty awesome old tractor. I'm glad it's still out here. It's pretty cool to check it out. Stop halfway up the trail. This trail is called the Rattlesnake, and unfortunately I haven't seen any rattlesnakes yet. Just kind of mountains and stuff. So it's pretty cool out here. Pretty peaceful, quiet. I like it. Time to head back now. I did tell Twinkles I would be back by about 1 or 2. So I need to start heading back. I was just going to see if there was anything written on the side of this, which there is not, because there was something written on the other side. This side has like a kind of a guard or something on it, like right there. I noticed the other side doesn't have that. It looks like they've taken it off already. I wonder if that's to like purposely to help it from stop rolling, or if that's something for, you know, attaching an implement. It's interesting that it's still on this side. No one's been brave enough to get in there and unbolt that from that side. See if I can get a picture of this without getting bit by a rattlesnake or anything. But there's a panel there. It looks like a lubrication panel. Like getting in this thing and like imagining like just riding and driving in this thing. Like I could see, you know, I'd imagine you sit like right about here, and then, you know, here's the shifter to shift gears, and then there must have been some sort of a foot, you know, throttle type thing where, you know, right side is go forward here, left side's go forward.
over here, because you can see, you know, it had these linkages probably attached here, and like that would engage this side and that would engage this side. And you can see the old lubrication zerks there where you lube the connections up in the shifter. But yeah, just imagine sitting in this thing, driving out here. This must have been a pretty awesome old machine in its day, with the foot pedals and the shifter and your hands. You know, you could just pretty much hang on, because there was no steering wheel, I don't believe. I think you just used your feet. I could be wrong, but I believe you just used your feet to steer this thing. Pretty cool old machine.